Hello everybody, Donnie Seymour here with SportsbookReview.com. Week 12 NFL action. Lines are out, so let's get started and have a little bit of fun here early in the week and get a preview of some of these football games, starting with Thursday Night Football. Big AFC South tilt here. You have the Indianapolis Colts, fresh off a win, versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, versus the Houston Texans that got drubbed. They got drubbed on the road against the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Now settling in at home. This will be a Thursday Night Football game, as we stated. -3.5 it opened up. -3 sitting still across the board. The one thing that we want to check in from a Colts perspective here is T.Y. Hilton going to get back for this football game? That needs to be seen before game time. But also, let's take a look at Marlon Mack, the star running back. Had a great week going last week. Exited early from that football game. Turns out he did have a broken hand. He's going to be out several weeks. So now you're going in, if no T.Y. Hilton and no Marlon Mack, where are the offensive weapons going to get enough firepower so they can outscore those Houston Texans? We'll see what takes place. But also with Houston Texans, is Will Fuller going to come back on Thursday Night Football after missing a couple weeks with a hamstring injury and also getting a little bit more injured on the back end as well as getting blown out versus the Baltimore Ravens? We'll see what takes place in that football game. Shifting over to Sunday, how about those Denver Broncos? Man, real game effort in Minnesota, up 20 points at the half. Ended up dropping that football game despite having a first and goal late in the game. They weren't out able to punch in and win that football game. Now going into Buffalo, as we saw Buffalo last time out versus Miami, picking up an easy winner against those Miami Dolphins. This line opened up at -5, but actually has dipped now early in the week to -4s across the board. Taking a look at Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Cincinnati, how about that effort out there? 17-10. Didn't get the win, but hey, did get the cover if you did back those Cincinnati Bengals versus the Oakland Raiders. And taking a look at Pittsburgh now coming back to the field. Not sure if Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be playing in this football game, so certainly down some firepower in that game. Cincinnati opened up getting 6.5 points, and it's pretty steady across the board at +6.5 early in the week. Taking a look next, we'll slide it down a little bit here. Carolina and New Orleans. Carolina just got browbeat by the Atlanta Falcons, who the previous week did the same thing to the New Orleans Saints. Now these two are going to match up down in the Dome. New Orleans opened up a -8.5 point favorite offshore, now sitting at close to 10 at some outlets across the board. So we have a lot of line movement in that football game there. Jacksonville and Tennessee, another AFC tilt that we talked about on Thursday Night Football. This is the back end going to take place on Sunday. Last time out, we saw Jacksonville on Sunday. Nick Foles, a little bit rusty in his return to football after having, close to 10 weeks off with a clavicle injury. And then if we take a look at Ryan Tannehill, who was playing much better football last time we saw the Tennessee Titans. What a nice comeback winner over the Kansas City Chiefs. This line opened up at -3 offshore and staying at -3 across the board. How about this game? They shifted into Sunday Night Football, took the Eagles and Seattle out, plugged this game in, rested and ready the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers going into San Francisco to take on Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers. That line opened up at -3 offshore, still staying at -3s across the board. And then, of course, on Monday Night Football, Baltimore invades Los Angeles. Lamar Jackson's revenge tour. We'll see how that gets underway. Well, that line opened up at -3. Now we're seeing 3.5s in the favorite role of the Baltimore Ravens going on the road. Do we see Cooper Kupp in the lineup for the Rams? Do we see Brandon Cooks in the lineup for the Rams? Robert Woods? If they get that trio wide receiver healthy and ready, might be a formidable opponent on Monday Night Football. But for all these line moves and more, always check out SBRodds.com. And for all NFL content, check out SportsbookReview.com. I'm Donnie Seymour. Good luck with those wagers this weekend.